they can't guarantee that the class sizes aren't going to exceed 35, 25 to the 30 goals that he is trying to get it. So it's going to be large class sizes. You can't guarantee the safety of the students there. I think that the opportunity exists right now at Hooksett to declare a breach of contract, put the 180 days in motion, force Manchester to do something about this, because I don't blame the administration. The administration's dealt with that set of cards and they're just doing the best that they can. But the Board of Mayor and Aldermen need to step to the plate and fund the district adequately, because that's what Hooksett is paying for. And to use a car analogy, maybe we're not paying for a Cadillac, maybe we're paying for a mid-sized car, but we're not even getting a smart car. We're getting inadequate education this coming year. And I think it's a sleeping dog right now. I'm actually totally surprised that there aren't more concerned parents in Hooksett. But come September, when their kids are sitting in 35 kid class sizes and aren't getting the classes that they need, there's going to be, the dog will awake. I think if you declare breach of contract, that it's going to force Manchester to address the issue. And with respect to sending our students to multiple schools, we do it now. We send them to West, we send them to Central. So what difference does it make if half our kids go to Bow and half our kids go to Pinkerton? They have the choice of going to decent schools or better schools than they're going to get next year in Manchester. The other, as a citizen, I am confused. You talked about emails. I'm confused as to who I address as a parent of a high school student with respect to issues in Manchester, because there is no, to my knowledge, no watchdog or high school liaison in Hooksett that I can go to if I have a problem with a Hooksett, with a Manchester school issue, like a large class size or anything like that. Who do I go to? Do I email the superintendent? Do I email the school board? Like, who is the person that I contact? And I don't think that's clear. They talked about college level courses. That's great. It's going to be a shared cost. Does that mean Hooksett's going to pick up that cost, or do I have to pick up that shared cost for my child to take a level 4 language course taught by a college professor? That's an answer that I'd like to get. Having blended class sizes is wonderful. I mean, blended levels is wonderful in theory, but I think only you know this from your between that. Level 4s and level 3s together, okay. Level 3s and level 2s together, it's a dumbing down of education. So Manchester is dumbing down, and again, they're just doing what they have to do to survive under the budget they've got. But they're clearly in breach, in my opinion. I think Hooksett really needs to put the pressure on Manchester. Put the 180 days in motion and get some real dialogue going now. We need to pull our kids, make it serious conversations with Pinkerton, serious conversations with Bow right now, so that we have an option at the end of that 180 days if Manchester decides to do nothing. If they will not override the tax cap or do whatever they need to do to educate our kids adequately. And again, what recourse do I have as a parent come September if things are a mess in Central? If I send my daughter to Central, what's my recourse? Who do I go to? Or keep coming to these meetings and giving my public input? When I have a concern, who do I contact? So if somebody could contact me, I can give them my email to let them know who your point person is in all of this. I appreciate that. Or if you can answer it now, that would be great.
Don't we have a...
Well, yeah, I think...
I forget the title.
I think it depends. And I think it's a good question, Ken, because I think our communication is... Like, you've sent emails to all of us, and we've all assumed that somebody's doing something and you get nothing. So my sense would be that if it's a policy issue, then you should direct it to the board. And this is a forum, or what I would do is I would email the board chair. If it's simply reporting something, my daughter's in a math class that has 33 kids in it, you would send that to me. And I would then investigate to see what would affect it.
And then, you know, I brought this, according to the high school maintenance agreement, we have the, Hooksett has the right to, with 24-hour notice, walk into any of these high schools and assess the situation there. Is that being done now by anyone? On a regular basis? On a regular basis? Does anyone go into those high schools and expect them to say, what kind of education are what's the kids getting as part of the high school maintenance agreement? If they do it at any time with 24-hour notice. At least that's the way I read it.
I'm not aware of that being pursued. We did recently pursue a candidate with a 24-hour notice inspection center. And I would think that the data that we got would be the same as what I was in that context.
I just think it's going to be a bigger problem than we think it's going to be. And I really wish that the mutual contract issue would be addressed now, just for nothing else but to force Manchester City.
Mr. Chair, if I could respond to Mr. Neal. Mr. Neal, I'd just like to tell you that I would always welcome any of your emails. I hope that I've always responded to all of them, and I do take notes. I think right now, I'm a little thinking about this, that I don't think at this point I could vote for breach because school is not in session. And although it is a dire outlook, and I agree with you, it's probably going to happen. I think we're going to have to, unfortunately, it's going to have to be a fact so that we can vote that they are in breach. Well, that's my feeling personally. So I just wanted to convey that to you, that as Dr. Brennan was talking here, it was an outlook of what's going to happen in September, and I just wanted to convey my personal feeling about that. Thank you.
My response to that is the fact was that he could not guarantee the safety of the children in the school. He could not sit there and say, our kids are going to be safe. Is that an outlook? You know, it wasn't a guarantee, that's for sure.
Would anyone else like to comment on that?
People again, as they usually do in a second, commentation on things that I've heard over the course of the meeting.
I also.
Regarding the Pinkerton tour, I don't know why there can't be a compromise between having the subcommittee and the assessment committee. Why couldn't you have two school board members joining the assessment? And why are you waiting for the entire committee to be filled before you have them do things, before you assign things? Why do we need to wait for a community first to start having the assessment committee start doing their business? Chances are, if you schedule an assessment committee meeting to go to the Pinkerton tour, one person can't make it. The community person couldn't make it anyway. So it seems to me the combination of the two would be appropriate. You both want to have the same thing, two school board members and the entire assessment committee, whoever can make it that night. And I don't know why there's a delay there. So if they're approved tonight, if you approve the entire committee by name, why not let them go to Pinkerton? Why do you gotta wait until the whole committee's been formed? Regarding the development of the BYU policy. I heard it, we all heard it. Now, you know, I'm a process guy, which is what's concerning me here. I don't have a standing one way or the other on BYOB. I don't have kids here. It seems to me we're not following process here. And we're talking about semantics. Whether we're scheduling it, we want to schedule a forum and schedule a plan for the forum or whatnot. The forum should have taken place before the vote, period. That would be an intrinsic thing for all public people to do. You could learn something from the public who showed up here prior to the vote, prior to the policy actually being being done. I know this is a fait accompli done deal. The BOAOD plan is going to happen. I knew that last October. But at least you could pretend to follow the process. It's the same thing with Nancy Pelosi saying for Obamacare. Let's vote on it and find out what's in it afterwards. And look how that's working out for us. Now regarding on the voting, on the agenda, again, the voting preceded the discussion. Parents should decide on whether games should be allowed on the lunch meeting. You should hear that before the plan starts. On the school board email addresses, I believe that's a right-to-know issue. And I don't appreciate the stubbornness about not establishing email addresses. I'll say right now, as a budget committee member, if I'm becoming chairman, I will only post to SAU addresses. If you don't have an email address on the SAU addresses, you will not get them. To me, repetitive questionings to get the answer to a yes or no question should be answered as a yes or no. If I ask somebody if you like vanilla ice cream, and the answer is, I like all kinds of ice creams, that's not a yes or no answer to a yes or no question. And seriously, tonight, personal comments must stop. I'm begging you to read Riggins' rules and adopt them. Riggins' rules. All this personal stuff must end. You guys look ridiculous out here. You are out of order. Out of order. Show some leadership and not this petty bickering. As far as a breach of contract from the other citizens who spoke, I'd be careful about the breach of contract. It could go other ways. Mention could say goodbye. So just be careful, but I am cautious about how you want to address a breach of contract. Be careful what you ask for. And as far as I'm concerned, again, Mr. Woodrow, not Matt, there are no first names that should be used here. Mr. Woodrow did not answer the questions. Thank you for your time.
Anyone else?